Hi, this is Stacy. In this lesson, lesson 7 for basic HTML, we will be creating the beginning of this page, and then we'll have to jump over to the style sheets, lessons 1 and 2, to be able to complete it to make it look this pretty. So a couple things that we're going to do, we're going to introduce some new tags, but most of this is going to be refresher for inserting images or inserting links. But we do have a couple new tags. Those tags are div, nav, section, and article. And really, right now at this point, there's no difference amongst all of those because the differences occur when you set them in the style sheet. There's no definition for these, perhaps like an H1 or like a paragraph tag. And anyway, all those can be changed anyway. So to me, all of these are just buckets. They're just containers that hold information that will allow consistency when you style them using a style sheet. So for now, let's try to make at least some headway and make the page look like this. And then when we get to the lessons and style sheets, then you can create this page, because styles are used for positioning, to put the background image here of the forest, and then to put the transparency through this container right here, and to set the fonts and the sizes and the positioning. Okay, so you can see this doesn't have a style sheet attached at all. All right. So I'm going to go to my Visual Studio, which is my preferred choice for a web development tool, and I'm going to create a new page, a new file, and it will be an HTML page, and we'll click Open. So that establishes the architecture that we need with the major body tags. Let's call this HTML lesson 7. And so we understand what a head tag is, and a title tag, and a body tag. Inside the body, we're going to put a new tag. And again, like I said, it's just a container, so it doesn't really have any definition to it yet. But we're going to call it header. And it automatically puts the end header. And in that header section, let's take a look at some of the files that we have. I'll go to my browser, and you can see we have the author JPEG, we have a forest JPEG, we have a novel, we even have a couple quotes, a left quote and a right quote, and those are PNGs or PNG files. So we need to call these, and they're all in the same level folder, so we don't have to call from an images folder or a different directory. So that makes it kind of easy for now, but eventually we'll have to get to that, and we'll study a little bit more about absolute versus relative paths, and we did mention that in one of the previous HTML lessons. So right now we want to call an image, so if you remember how to do that, let's go ahead, open bracket, img space src equals, and let's take a look. We want author JPEG, so we'll just type author.jpg, and HTML isn't case sensitive, but Linux servers are. So if this is going on a Linux or Unix box, you have to make sure that you match the cases exactly. Windows, IIS servers, they don't care that much, but it's just a good practice to get into anyway, just in case you ever have to switch servers. So that is that. Let's save this file, and we're going to put it in the CSS folder with styles, so that here it is, this is in graphics, and we're going to call this index.htm, and index or default are basically the home page of the folder, so that if you navigate to a folder, that's the page that automatically shows up. So we're going to hit save on this, and then let's go to the directory and hit refresh, And here's my index page. We'll open it up and let's see what we have. Oh, there we go. So again, we're trying to make it look like this. The first thing we have is the image. Let's go back to our code in Visual Studio. And this time we're going to have another, so just so that you know, this is a header and not a head. It's different. So this is saying, oh, this is going to be the header of all of my pages for consistency. Okay. After the image and still in the header, usually in the header, well, we have the name of the company, the name of the author, so those are a couple good things to put in the header, and also a navigation bar. So our first section is a div, and that again is just a container. It's not defined right now, it doesn't have any style to it, it's just a way, almost like a paragraph, but a paragraph is predefined. So div is really nothing except a container. So we're going to type in dash New York Times bestseller and dash, and let's get rid of the space for that div, and let's put another div, and we can set these side by side, or we can put them one on top of the other when it comes to the actual layout, or we can put them overlapping. It's all on the positioning. So for now, let's just put in her name, Samantha Jones, and that's a div. Okay. Also inside the header, let's put a nav. So the tag for that is NAV, and closes automatically. And something we already know how to do is an unordered list. So typically navigation bars are unordered lists, but maybe they have or don't have the bullets, and if we want to remove the bullets, we have to do that through the style sheet, because usually automatically they have bullets. So I'm going to type an unordered list, that's UL, and for each one of these there will be a list item. And let's copy that and paste it a few times for the other items in the nav bar. And let's call this one home. We'll call this one books, and this one will be contact. Let's do one more, and we'll call that author, or about the author. Let's call it about. Save. And then let's hop over to our Chrome browser, hit F5, and you can see we're starting to make it look a little bit more like that page. Okay, so we're done with the information in our header. Let's do another new bucket tag, which would be section. So section, and inside the section, let's put article. That's another one. And again, these aren't defined yet, so we don't have to worry about how they look. But every time we have an article, we'd put it in a section, then we'd have another article, and we can start putting like a magazine website together. So let's do another image, and then we're almost done. So we'll type img src equals, and let's take a look at the image we need now. That's novel whitehorn.png, and I want to get the capitalization just right, so I'll copy that and paste it here. It's not in an images folder, so we don't have to worry about referencing any more information in that path. Okay, I just want to make sure my articles are one on top of the other, my opening and closing tags. Okay, after that we're going to add a div, and in the div we're going to put a heading, H1 tag, and we're going to uppercase everything and call it Whitehorn. There's actually a way to do that in styles, but that's the way we're going to do it for now. And then let's put a paragraph in here, and that one we should know already. And then we'll just type something, explain your creativity. I don't want that in upper lower. Let's try that again. Explain your creativity. Tell a story. Excite your audience. Great. And actually, we're done. We've learned how to do a header section, a navigation section, a section, and an article. And those are the new tags that you've learned. Let's go ahead and save it and then take a look at it. And there you have it. So in the next lesson, we'll learn how to position these and move them around, put the background picture in, and make it beauteous. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.